Hi, guys. Good morning, good evening, everyone. Um, Thank you for joining the members live session. I see some questions have already been posted. Truth's here. Happy to see you. Sanatani Joe AK. And I see there is a new member, I guess, Preeti Singh. Preeti Singh, welcome to Devastrology and thank you for interesting with the membership. I hope you have a good experience joining this session today. I will go ahead and start with the first question itself. This is from AK. It is BK Mail, 10th March 1966. BK, 10th March 1966, 4:30 p.m. Ginger, 16:30 p.m. Ginger, Uganda. All right. So I have your chart in front of you. UK relationship with partner has been difficult. It is going to get better, and job has been difficult. Job or business, how's that going? Okay. AK, I'm not very sure of what exactly your question is, but I have this chart in front of me, and I think you've posted your partner's chart today. It's a Cancer Lagna. The Lagna Lord is in the fourth house, Moon in the sign of Taurus. Sorry, in the sign of Libra, and it's a decent placement, but it's getting digbal because of the house placement that it is getting in. Ketu is in the fifth house. Rahu is with Jupiter in the 11th house. So essentially, Guru Chandal Yoga is coming into play. Venus is in the sign of Saturn and Capricorn in the seventh house. Good house placement, but the seventh lord in itself is combust, and it is sitting in its own sign in the eighth house in 11th, and Sun is in conjunction with Saturn there. Mars is also combust in the ninth house, with sitting with Mercury, and Mars is sitting in the sign of Pisces. So a couple of interesting things to note. I think the very first thing is that okay, somebody has contributed. I'm confused if I don't know if this is allowing non-members to join in as well. But La 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 has joined in. Thank you for your contribution, but you'll have to dial into the membership. Just to let you know, this is a members reading, so you'll have to just get the membership, and that will allow you to be as a part of the Dave Astrology team. Okay, so coming back, AK. Now the question is that relationship with partner has been difficult. Yes. See, what is happening here is that the seventh lord, which is Saturn, as I said, it is getting combust and it is getting into the eighth house. Not a good situation from that perspective, because what this does is that it's see, from a Venus standpoint, this person in Capricorn. See, when Capricorn Venus is in Capricorn, what happens is that the person expects lots of silent, deep, but dry love. Like that kind of a thing exists. That like there is love. Love is true, but it is dry to a certain extent. Like not very expressive. Um, Very more action oriented than words or something of that sort. Like the love language is very different for this kind of a person. However, the Saturn getting combust, that gives me an indication that throughout marriage will have some or the other troubles. Like if you expect 10 out of 10, this will be like a 6 or a 7 out of a 10 rating, and whosoever this person was married, it's not you, it is just written in the chart. Plus the lord of seventh is sitting, while it is sitting in its own sign, it is sitting with an enemy, and it is sitting in the eighth house. Not a very comfortable position. Again, eight I if you would have noticed through my previous videos, I do not like it much when some of these critical house lords, they get into the eighth house position, especially when relationships get into that. Now one thing is, it is gonna impact the relationships from an in-laws perspective and stuff. Like again, sometimes positive, sometimes negative kind of a relationship, but not a very consistent collaboration coming into way. Second bit is, if you see from a business standpoint as well, because that is where you asked, my recommendation will not be, see, it is going second place away from itself, seventh lord going into eighth in combustion, it is going in its own sign. So from a sign perspective, that's a good thing to happen, but it is going second place away from itself, which if you see, it requires a lot of hard work for this person to succeed and develop and grow. But the lot of partnership in itself is in combustion, so I do not anticipate much success coming in from that angle. Now the 10th lord also, if you see, which is Mars, is getting combust in the ninth house. It's a Raj Yoga. 10th lord coming into ninth house is a Raj Yoga. It is a very good yoga, and plus Mars is coming in the sign of Pisces, which is again very good. Okay. And the lord Jupiter is sitting in the 11th house, but it is forming a Guru Chandal Yoga there. So my recommendation will be, if you see Jupiter is the sixth lord going sixth away from itself, Bhavarth Bhavam coming into play. For this person, for this chart, my recommendation is go ahead with job. I will not recommend business predominantly. I think that would be a better approach for this person. Business will hurt. Seventh lord is combust, 10th lord is combust. 10th and ninth connection is good, but it is a Raj Yoga, but it is not. There is a word in Hindi which says Falit Huna, which means materializing of the yoga is going to be challenging. It is not going to be as great. Now, from a period perspective, very quickly looking into this, this person is running Mercury Mahadasha. Within Mercury, Mercury Saturn is going on. So, yes, and Saturn is in combustion. As I said, it is a difficult Antardasha also. Halaki, within Mercury, Saturn is not that bad. I forget if I've shot the Mercury Mahadasha video or not. I think I have to do that. So within that period, what I anticipate is, see exactly until June, Mercury, Saturn, Ketu is going on, and Ketu is in the fifth house. It's in the house of collaboration, romance, and stuff. You will see there is an improvement which is going to come in relationship now. Now that Venus Pratyantar is coming into play, I think there will be a much more improvement from a relationship standpoint that will come into effect, and that will be much better for him. And from a gains perspective or job improvement perspective, I will highly recommend for this person to be patient for next 1 year. The period is not great. Until May of 2025, things are not looking that great. I mean, I can push in and find some areas, but it wouldn't be that awesome. So there is no point giving false hopes. That is the best I can see, and we can have another round of discussion in the next reading for UAK. But I hope this clarifies and it gives you clarity. All right, truths here. It is so good to see you back again, and I think you were away for a while, or I don't know if your membership had kind of expired, but I think you've joined back, so it is happy to see you. Truths here's question is, I'd like to ask a question for my sister, born in London, date 16/8/1983. 16. I'm also with my sister. I'm staying with my sister today, and I'm traveling everywhere, so trying to spend time. So all the love to sisters. 1983. Okay. 16/8/1983. Time is 13:36. London. 13:36. Hold on. Oh boy. 13:36. London, UK. Okay. So, all right, I have her chart in front of me. What are the next few months until December looking like? Anything significant to look out for? Got it. So she is an exalted Saturn. Saturn is sitting in the Lagna, in the sign of Libra itself. And what I see is that Jupiter is with Ketu and Moon in the second house in Scorpio, Rahu's in eighth, Sun is with Mars in 10th house in the sign of Cancer, and Mercury is with a retrograde Venus in the 11th house. Beautiful, very nice. Um, so she is running through Venus Mahadasha, My request to you is truths here. Suggest her to watch the Venus Mahadasha video as well. Currently, she is running through Venus Rahu. Okay, and some amazing time from family growth perspective and um, income perspective is about to come from next year onwards. But from an immediate perspective, like 2025 later half looks very positive for her. However, from a current period perspective, see, she is going through Venus Rahu Ketu. Okay, Rahu Antardasha and Ketu Pratyantardasha, and until August, I would want her to be a little careful. She might have this tendency to a certain extent, because see, Gach Kesari Yoga is in play for her, okay, in the second house. However, it is getting impacted through Ketu and Rahu. But I always like when Ketu is under the effect or under the control of Jupiter, so to speak. I think it creates a very positive family environment, and your sister should be or would be one who kind of strives for it. She would be maintaining a very auspicious environment within the family, so to speak. So that looks good. However, I would still want her to be a little careful on certain things. There will be tendencies for her to um, like some kind of losses or some kind of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Yeah. So either related to job, if she's all she should be doing pretty well. If she's working, she should be doing very well. Something related to job or something with related to her family, she has to be careful about. Those are the two riskier aspects that I notice from her chart standpoint right now. But it is only until mid of August. Post August, there is a very good period for her to go in for gains if she tries to do, especially at her workplace, if there is any possibility of her exploring any like international opportunity kind of a thing, or travel related work that comes to fusion. That would be good for her. But I anticipate, like, either in terms of her own relationship with her spouse, or with respect to any gains that she's been planning for, all of that is going to materialize. Okay, Rahu is sitting in the eighth, it is sitting in the sign of Taurus. Connection with Venus is good. There are a couple of other observations, but since this is your sister's, I would not be comfortable in making those statements. I would have preferred to speak to her one on one on few fronts. But I think on a wish fulfillment side, on her making certain outcomes, desirable outcomes coming her way, I think that looks very positive for her. Okay, so she should like whatever she's planning, either related to her kids or her spouse or her income, if she's trying to get some side hustle into play as well, that will also pan out for her. She'll make some income, and good one. Like s- like a strong sign I see for her to make some additional income during this period. Okay, but next couple of months I would want her to be a little careful with respect to health, with respect to any kind of accident kind of a situation, like minor accident. Do not expect anything major, but some sort of a loss. It could be a loss if she has a pet, loss related to pet also. Okay, maybe some expenditure that comes on pet, that is also possible, that might come her way. So just wanted to call that out truths here. I hope that is helpful. With that, I will jump on to Sanatani Joe. Sanatani Joe, I know you've been working out for your job offer 13th of. By the way, I made your prediction in the last session as well. When you had come for the larger public reading, I had responded to your query. But we'll look into it. 13th of August 1979. 13th of August 1917. One second. 1979. 10:31 a.m. Pune. 10:31 a.m. Pune, Maharashtra. All right, Sanatani Joe. So Okay, so your question is with respect to salary negotiations and the job offer, and I know we've been working together on this front for you. Um, See, from a dasha perspective, in your case, if I quickly jump into this Mars Mahadasha going on, and then we were discussing Mars Sun has come into, sorry, Mars Venus is coming into effect, and then under Mars Venus Sun is going on, which is the primary one throughout the month of June. Uh, See, Mahadasha is a good period for you, as I said. From your efforts perspective, I know Sanatani Jay, you've been putting in good efforts. Mars is the Lord for your third, as well as it is the Lord for your eighth. So you've been putting in a lot of efforts. It is sitting in your 10th house, but your Venus is in combustion. So I apologies if I keep giving you this warning, but the only challenge that I see is that that your negotiations might not be the ultimate that you might desire, but the best period for you um, is running actually, even in Venus Antardasha, the pratyantar of within Venus that you have is currently running for you. This is the month because your sun is sitting in the house of gains. It is the dasha that you are running in. So my recommendation will be, you can make best use of this period itself, post which whatever you get will be slightly diminishing. So June is the best chance for you in terms of extracting the best value. Again, you and I had talked about certain dollar numbers. I think it's not comfortable for both of us to discuss those numbers here. um, you could anticipate a few percentage points lesser than that just because of Venus combustion. But within the entire Venus Antardasha, the best probability of extracting the highest value, good role, good position exists for you this period itself. I know you've been following the timeline stringently, coordinating with me, and you've done your interviews. I hope you've had good interviews as well, because my only worry point was your Jupiter and Venus's combustion, which was causing a problem. Your Mars and Sun are giving good indications. I would I would have just one suggestion for you. If there is any situation, Sanatani Joe, that this is getting pushed into multiple rounds of discussion, like plan something in a way that you should push the negotiation within this period, so you are able to lock in whatever those numbers are. I'm not giving you any legal advice or any kind of formal advice for your career that screw up your negotiation and stuff, but I'm trying to give you an indication that the best period, as per Vedic astrology, as per the details that I see, it looks until 30th of June, with the pratyantar of sun running in, with sun sitting in your 11th. So uh, and negotiation is two way, right? So you will also have to negotiate and compromise accordingly, and that compromise last time also that I had mentioned to you was because of Venus. So I see the best stance for you to get that compromise working in your direction will be until these 4 weeks. So make good use of it. By the way, within that too, I don't want to get into the sukshma situation, is until tomorrow. Otherwise, yeah, I don't want to get into sukshma, and I want to confuse you with too many things. But this is like if you get a call tomorrow, have a good one. I mean, tomorrow is a very good day. It's one of the best day for the month for you, just to give you a perspective. Sanatani Joe. Okay, so if you're listening to me, tomorrow is one of the best day, and I'm saying from a US timeline perspective. I know I'm talking from India, so just check that out. If you get a call, awesome. Like, you will be bang on with your discussions tomorrow. But if not, do not worry. Still, your period until 30th of June is looking pretty decent. Okay, all right. We'll jump into Rahul. Rahul's question is. Rahul's question is 5/12/1988. 5/12, 5th of December 1988. Mumbai, 4:51 a.m. 4:51 a.m. Mumbai. All right. Rahul has Libra with Venus sitting in the Lagna itself. Beautiful, Rahul. Um, AK, I already responded to your question. Want to know relationship and job front? I recommended do not go for business for the chart that you shared. Okay. Yes. Welcome, Sanatan. You know, thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Go ahead. Thank you, Truths here. Rahul, next 6 months, career and relationship. Okay. Got it. So, Rahul, again, you were already aware of your chart, but I'll just take a quick second to talk about it. Venus in Lagna in its own sign, beautiful. Sun is sitting with a combust Mercury in the second house. Saturn is in your third. Third again, Saturn is good. Rahu is in your fifth. Good. Mars is in your sixth. In Pisces, pretty Shatruanta Yog. Jupiter is in eighth. That's the only tricky one with the retrograde position. Ketu is in 11th, and Moon is in your 12th in the Virgo sign. Now, from a dasha perspective, your eighth house Jupiter dasha is going on, and I know relationship and career is has been a key concern for you, my friend. We've been contemplating on this for a while. Within Jupiter, you are undergoing Rahu Antardasha. Yaar. It's like it's a tricky phase for you, right? And I think somewhere we talked about. I do not remember when were the exact periods I was referring to, but uh, marriage is a concern. I remember. See, Rahul, one observation is your seventh lord is Mars, okay, and it is sitting in sixth, 12th through itself. So see, that is always going to be a tricky situation. I don't want to plant thoughts in your head and say that it's going to be an absolute fuck up, those kind of things. No, I don't want to put that mindset, but it's 12th to itself. So maybe you're seeing what is happening, right? From an official relationship perspective. However, um, see, this is a period. Last time, I think I do recollect telling it to you, Rahul, that Rahu Antardasha is going on, and Rahu is in a good placement for you, my friend. It is sitting in the fifth house, and it is sitting in its own sort of a own sign of Aquarius, which is a very, very sound placement and romantic relationships, uh, in the next 2 years. Because if I'm not wrong, the Antardasha will go on for Rahu all the way till 2026. Okay, so this is a period for you to get into romantic relationship and stuff, which is what I had called out to you. So please bear in mind that currently, like under Rahu, you are running further Rahu, and then Jupiter will come into play from September onwards. So one of the best periods for you to look out for, go out and date. Uh, Please step out. You will have to be a little expressive. I know that third house connection of Saturn in Sagittarius could be tricky, and then Jupiter sitting in the eighth might not make you very, very expressive, but you will have to just go out and show yourself up, because this is a period I see romantically you will be like, relationships will be there, and I don't want to refer it as a direct culmination of marriage. However, I anticipate that relationships are going to grow for you, Rahul, in this entire Antardasha. And I stated this to you in the last call as well. So please remember that current period, I anticipate good period from that angle, from a relationship perspective. From gains perspective also, see, Rahul, your Rahu's aspecting your 11th. So income perspective, you will do decently well, and some sort of a foreign connection if you are able to establish. Because see, Jupiter is in the eighth, as it's continuously aspecting your second house. It is also aspecting your fourth and 12th. So I want you to explore opportunities which either make you travel. International travel is going to be good for you, and when I say international, I should rather say long distance travel is going to be good for you, or collaboration with I'm not sure if you are in IT or a tech sort of a company, and if you're in that space, some sort of international clientele or export import related profession, which then ties into your income during this period. It's going to be extremely good. It's going to be extremely good for you for the next 6 months until September. And then even after September all the way till January 2025, you can make some good gains. And I see good travel period resulting into like you maybe connecting with somebody during that travel as well. So Rahul, that is also a possibility which is going to come into play. So please take a note of that and plan accordingly, and I hope this is helpful. Okay, with that I will move on to Ivan, good to see you, bro. um, Again, guys, Ivan has stuck with the astrology and this team for a long time, and he's a very regular die-hard follower of the channel. So thank you. It's people like you who keep me motivated. And see, I've been traveling, but I'm ensure that I come on live for you guys. So thank you for that stickiness. 18/9/2003, 18/9/2003. 5:20 a.m. Siliguri. All right. I have Ivan. I don't know if you already traveled to Dubai as you were talking last time, but I'll read your question and I hope it is. Good evening, sir. Once you told me that when you see Nawaz D9, you see a lot of changes compared to D1. This is question of the day. Yeah. So, all right. See, from I think from your main chart perspective, um, see, from your main chart perspective, your Mars is again in your seventh, and today you've hinted that, and I was not very comfortable because you're still 21, 2021. You were one of my youngest audience, so I want to speak with a lot of caution when I want to tell some feedback about your D9. Okay, see, understand, a lot of people, and I gave this perspective last time. A lot of people assume D9 to be a chart that comes into play right after marriage. My assessment and my reading and my analysis towards this is, Ivan, that it is a chart which comes into play once you are mature, once your principles are in place, your dharma is in place, because it's an expansion of D9. Okay, and the reason I'm giving you this backdrop before giving your prediction is that last time I was not comfortable going in that direction. It's because of your marriage house. Okay, see, I see few troubles from a marriage perspective. That's a risk that comes into play. And the way I would want you to think is that please do not listen this video in a way that Dave has said that marriage would be screwed up and I have to not marry or something of that sort. No, see, your marriage is going to be a little delayed. Mars is there, you know, that Mangal Dosha thing is coming into play for you, and Saturn is 5 places away in the house, in the 11th house. Sometimes people say gains from spouse or gain of spouse as well, like it gives a second marriage yoga as well. And what's happening in your D9 is that Ketu is coming into play with Rahu in the Lagna. Okay, so yes, and Mars is again aspecting it. So couple of things. One thing, but in your Lagna, your Jupiter is in place with Mercury. So I keep telling you, you're a good soul. Okay, I keep telling you that you're a good soul. You have to rule your chart in such a way that you have to understand that from this particular aspect of life, there is a tricky situation that will pop up, or that could pop up. I should put it. One, there is a delay, which is a good thing. We don't have to rush into it. Second is that gain thing, that the Lord is going into the 11th house, and in fact your Saturn is the Lord of sixth as well. So 6 to 6 bhavam is also coming into play through Saturn in your 11th house. So that's a good thing. Maybe you could get a spouse who is a working professional, who probably joins your profession, and you guys expand your your business and the stuff that we were talking about separately one last time. So that is also a possibility. Not necessarily this means that you're going to have a second wife. Okay, but what's happening in your Navamsa is that couple of good things. Fourth house, while it is getting impact of Saturn, Venus is there. Okay, Mercury is sitting exalted in 10th. Professionally, you will grow in the second half of your life. Gaj Kesari Yoga is coming into play. Jupiter is exalted, beautiful. Yeah, your Jupiter is getting exaltation. So it's like getting Vargottama in because of your D9 positioning. All those things are panning out good. What I was not very comfortable talking about was your Ketu situation. Okay. Now my only recommendation is that in the D9 as well, that Mars thing, because it is moving from 7th to Lagna, I would just want you to, like, one way to think is that take time to find the right partner, and then the second way to think about this is that do some sort of matching, because one dosha, mangal dosha in one chart, if gets cancelled in the other one, then that is better versus getting married to a person who is not having it. Okay. And that is the only word of caution I had for you. Now, remember, it could also give an indication that probably there is, like, you, because your 10th is so exalted ki, you become a workaholic and there is less interest towards marital life and physical aspects and all that stuff. Doesn't mean like your marriage is going to be getting spoiled. It's like ki you are getting distance and you're focused towards one aspect. So you could think in that direction as well. See guys, I'm not god, I'm trying to give you all potential probabilities that could come into play, and how you have to plan your chart accordingly and think what actually works for you, because you are the best owners of your chart. I can just be that mentor, that guide who gives some sort of an indication. So Ivan, I hope that gives you some sense and you are able to connect the dots. Okay. All right, with that I will move on to the next one. AK, we've taken up your question. Ivan's question is taken care of. Drishti, hello, good to see you again. Drishti wants to get into D30 chart today. My god, people are getting into the details. Yeah, yeah. So even, and that is good as well, because you're not rushing into things, which is good, because that's going to allow you to take some time and then figure out what works out for you. So it's pretty awesome. All right, we'll come to Drishti now. Drishti's question is, hi, hope you're doing well. Could you please analyze my D30 chart? What? Man, yeah. Why, Drishti? Why do you want to go into misfortunes? Okay, Drishti. Female. 16/6/1991 and 6/1 7:10 a.m. Ghaziabad. 7:10 a.m. Ghaziabad. And Drishti, as your chart comes in, and you want to see your uh, Trisamsa chart, what we're going to do is I'll take a minute to read your D1 as well, okay? Because I don't remember your D1 by heart as you would, and then it'll make sense for me to get into D30, okay? So, Sun and Ketu, Dhwaj, uh, Yog in your Lagna itself, Mercury is sitting combust in 12th in Venus, in Taurus. Gaj Kesri Yog in your second house with Moon in its own sign, Mars and Venus also sitting there. Rahu is in your seventh, Saturn retro in your eighth. Okay, and okay, okay. So let me now open your um, other charts. Where is that option? Shudashtra Varga. Okay, all right. All right. So here what we see is Rahu Ketu are coming in together in the fifth. Lagn Lord continues to be Mercury. Yeah, Lagn Lord is Mercury. And one second. Sun is in exaltation in 11th. Jupiter, Venus, Mars, Saturn are sitting in conjunction. See, now Mercury is getting into 6th. Okay. And it is getting into Mars. Sorry, in the sign of Scorpio. Moon is sitting in your 8th house. Now, couple of interesting, couple of positive, actually I would want to focus on the positives here. I would not want to focus too much on the on what is going bad here. See, Mercury coming naturally in the 6th, even in this position, um, will give you, and it is your lagna lord as well. It is in combustion, by the way, in your D1, and it is sitting in 12th house. um and we know the connection of losses and the diminishing through the combustion that comes into play. But here in D30, what it is doing is, see, problems are going to come to you, but it is going to give you the ability to overcome your problems, the challenges that you are going to be facing in life. It is going to help you overcome those challenges as well. And the reason I say this is that, see, irrespective of the divisional chart that you get into, the basics of how the house relationship for a particular planet works remains intact. Sixth house in a Kal Purush chart for Mercury remains its own. Like Virgo is the fighting sign of Mercury. Through Gemini, you see the articulateness, the strength in communication, the way, the negotiation, and that strategic skill of Mercury. But in Virgo, you see, in the sixth house, you see Mercury's um, um, not sort of Mars like an ability that comes into play. Now I know Mercury sitting here is is in the inimical position. Your fifth is not looking extraordinarily great. However, your, see, from a past life a perspective, problems are going to come, right? Problems are going to come from a past life perspective, but you are having the ability to fight it out. Number one. Number two, you have to, Drishti, you have to figure out a way of not getting. I see there is a sense of every time. By the way, your moon is very strong in your in your lagna, but in your D30, I see, where is it? Sorry, I have to scroll down. Yeah, it is going into eighth. There is no this thing happening as well from a like you. It could give you a tendency of thinking way too much of what has happened. Like, my recommendation would be to move on from whatever has not worked. You are understanding what I'm trying to say? Like, you are a strong person mentally usually, but when something goes wrong, you tend to put in a lot of um like, you put a lot of focus into it, versus in a good period you would be like very driven and you would move on faster. I'm not able to articulate it correctly, but I'm hoping this is making sense to you. Yes, exactly. Thank you for confirming. My recommendation is that chart is saying just move on, or at least, as we say, to rule it, just move on, because your eighth impact from like Murphy's law, everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and applying that too much to your life should not be your approach. By the way, every time your things are not working in a positive way for you, one thing another which is seeing in your chart is all your planets, from your energy perspective, from your efforts perspective, are lining up, aligning for you in a way that you will put your karma to overcome them. And good planets, right? Mars, Jupiter in its own sign, Mars in the friendly sign, Saturn again getting a directional strength in that way as well. So deep inside, like, your soul has been given that strength to fight it out. But sometimes, if you are able to tame that moon and not um like dive too deep into it, I think you will do much better in life, versus getting perplexed in that. For others for whom this is not making sense, what Drishti has done is she's got into one of the less seen Trisamsa D30 chart. Exactly. That is just because of that moon. But you see, your D1 moon is very strong. So that's why I'm saying it is a situational thing. And again, it will depend on your dashas. Don't worry, because your dasha and your D1 will always take top priority over such kind of tricky situations where some of these divisional charts come into play. Like, I still give more importance to D9, D10, or D4. Getting into these, but folks, for the other people who are listening into this, she's trying to read into past life karmas which are affecting fortunes and misfortunes of this life. These are some of the rare charts that people ask for. So I'm pretty surprised somebody is that interested. But Drishti, interesting. I think it was Truthseer or somebody else in the last time who had asked that should I be planning something when I'm falling sick, and will I fall sick or not? And she was trying to get into Sukshma Dashas, and I told one of my experience. Sometimes I tend to do that, guys. Let's not do it. Let's not, like, it's counterintuitive to the channel that I'm running. Understand what the charts are indicating, but live with free will. Let karma rule everything. I hope this is making sense what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I mean, this should be used to decipher a part of our life, and then rest of it should all be ruled by karma. I'm telling you, D1, D9 will align to itself. It will align. Some people say you can change your destiny, and that's a philosophical thing. We'll talk. I'm sorry, I'm getting digressed with the topic here. But Drishti, I hope that answers your question. We'll move on to the next one. La la la. Thank you for joining the personalized reading and putting your your trust in the channel. And I see your name is Zoya. This is the first time I think you've joined the channel, and we'll take up your question 12/12/1986. All right. Zoya's question is, Zoya, I'm assuming you're a female. Okay. So 12/12/1986, 15:30 p.m. Mangalore. All right. So Zoya's question is, will I get married, and can you please tell me some details like how and when? Thank you. Got it. Zoya, beautiful. You will have a beautiful marriage. Moon sitting in the Lagna, you are an Aries ascendant sitting in Lagna. Ketu sitting in your sixth house. Rahu sitting in your 12th bank opposite. Venus sitting in its own sign of Libra in the seventh house. You have a very complicated eighth house. Mercury, Saturn combust with Sun in the sign of Scorpio. And then you have Mars and Jupiter sitting in your 11th house. Okay. So, and Moon is sitting in Bharni Nakshatra. I just noticed that. Again, very, very. So somewhere, one problem I have seeing this moon placement is it's in Aries. By the way, from a nakshatra perspective, it's in a good one because it is in the sign of Venus. Yes. Um, but I, and you have a decent social circle as well. Okay. But I get a vibe, uh, Zoya, that there is some very peculiar pickiness that is coming into play with you. So, by the way, your Venus is your Maraka as well, and that is the problem. Okay. Okay, let me see your dashas first of all. You're running through Mars dasha. Bharni Nakshatra, matlab you started with your Venus Mahadasha itself. Makes sense. You are in your Mars dasha, and within that, you are in Mars Jupiter. You are actually in one of the best periods to get married. You are in one of the best periods to get married, by the way. Hmm. Okay. One second. I just want to quickly read your dashas before making more comments. So, so two, three things. Okay. Romance is not going to um, work out well for you. Like, yeah, romantic situation is going to be tricky, or some sort of a problem. Sorry, let me rephrase it. So, yeah, like some sort of issue has come in your relationships. I, like, did you find out something about a person that you were in a relationship with? Did you find something about them that they were hiding from you? Can you comment? Nice. Someone asked me to marry him, but I haven't answered to him. Okay. Currently living in USA. Okay, la la la. Usually we pick up one question in detail, but I'll address both today for you. This is the first session, so you should be able to understand. By the way, when you are in the membership, when compared to my one-to-one consultation, this way you get a lot more details in terms of continuously being in touch, and that's why some of the people are regularly enrolled here. But coming back, Zoya, see, there will be career breaks. There will be interim career breaks that will be coming in for you, and you have asked your question: changing from healthcare to finance is good or not? Um, I will not recommend you. Right now, you could be thinking about it because of that Jupiter Dasha going on, but Saturn is 10th Lord is combust. Hmm. Hmm. You should explore doing something of your own in the long run. I don't know if what you mean by finance, but I'll take my words back. If you want to explore finance, you actually you can actually explore finance. See, because Mercury's connection is working out decently for you, but you should be in a back end finance role. Okay, you should be in a back end finance role where you're not on the front end because your Mercury is going into eighth. Okay, but it is a Vipreet Raj Yoga. You will find success after a while, and Ketu is sitting in sixth, so that career break is seen. I think that career shift is also a possibility, which is coming into play. So I'll take my words back. Yes, you can consider it. Okay, and Jupiter is in 11th, so finance gains will be working out pretty decent for you. Now, when somebody has reached out to you, Zoya, my request to you is please do a check. I was an accountant, but I want to do nursing. You are reversing it. Oh my gosh. You will do well in accounting. Why? Why do you want to change? Because your 10th is combust. See, okay, your 7th is good and your 6th is good. Okay, and 6th is getting Vipreet Raj Yoga. Don't. If you want to do nursing, by the way, 6th, Mercury is the lord of 6th, and 6th also denotes health related work. Oh my God. Let me look at the dashas once again. See, I see that shift is coming into play. You will struggle, but let me just let you know that, okay? From July of 2024 till August of 2025, be prepared mentally to struggle from a professional work front standpoint. You will struggle, but after that, your job will improve. That is the answer I can give you right now from your period perspective. Okay. Now, coming back to your marriage thing, I want to make that comment very quickly because before I lose my thought. Yeah, before I lose your thought, see, your use your Mercury wisely. I would not want you to waste your career. Now, before I forget my thought, see, you need to please figure out about this person. If this person who has reached out to you, there is a risk that this person could be hiding something. Just make sure that is taken care of. And if this person is coming from your friend's network, this could result into marriage, and it could result, best period is running for you right now, it could result into marriage. You could settle down. I would not want you to push and waste your time in that case beyond a certain limit. um, and if you cannot um, have the marriage early on because Saturn is Saturn combustion, I don't want you to marry, then 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 you please wait for Venus period. Okay, from 2027 onwards is the ideal period for you to get married. That is the second period that I'm giving you. Okay. But just do a thorough check, date this person, figure out, because I see a possibility somebody, and I'm not saying this person who's reached out, somebody is hiding something from you, which I don't know what. Okay, something that person will hide. So just be careful about it. All right. Lala, last question is taken care of. Matea. Sanatani Jo, I read your point, my friend. See, the point is that this month, absolutely, it is looking very good for you. This month is looking good. So why do you wanna, like? I hope, I'm not saying that you will not. Like June period is very good period for you. Your period is looking, Dasha is looking good. Then Moon will come. Moon is going into eighth. But remember, Moon is aspecting in your case your second house as well. Though it will also give income. So don't worry about it. But yeah, until June it is beautiful period. Okay. So coming back to Matea's question, yeah, Matea. I was engrossed in another reading as well, so I know what you mean. I did not. I remember his Venus was combust, Matea, but we'll have a check. So Matea and we did a detailed reading, and again, Matea is one of those followers who's been very very regular to the channel, and she's been sticking out. And when we had a live reading, Matea and I were on video cam talking to each other. So it is so beautiful. Sometimes I talk to you folks through these chats, and I'm the one who's speaking. But it was lovely to give a face to the name to the lady, and it was beautiful to interact with her. A very kind person, and we had general chit chat as well. And she has a lot of knowledge about astrology, and she is very well read. And she goes to Sai Baba temple and Hanumanji's temple, and she does bunch of things. So yeah, Mataya, it was good to speak to you. All right, so we talked about my husband, our marriage, and his health. Okay, so Mataya, seventh Lord Saturn is going six places away, and we talked about it briefly. Six places away means those challenges are bound to come. Do not see it from your perspective. Anybody he would have got married to, those challenges would have been there. Some sort of problem would have come. Okay, that also means that there is a possibility of him forging partnerships, business partnerships. If he forges business partnerships for people who are in the foreign land, like you and I were discussing from an Austria standpoint, that is going to pan out well. My recommendation is do explore that. But before jumping onto the health thing, see his Venus is combust. It is sitting in combustion in the 11th. So again, the relationship, and it is in the sign of Gemini. So there's a good thing that we are reading his chart. So sometimes his communication could get cut. Sometimes his communication could be like the choice of words that he has may not be very sound. Not, like he may not mean that negatively something, but the choice of words that he would pick, or the way he would react in his relationship, it would portray a very negative situation. So you'll have to be a little patient, and that can be the trick to understand him, to counter that sixth connection of the seventh lord in both of your charts, which could probably reduce problems. Because see, no matter whom he would be connected with a combust Venus, relationship is going to see that trouble. Now you have to play the upper hand and help him out on that front. But it also means that Venus coming in the 11th means that he is going to do a lot of positive gains from his wife. So you are going to bring a lot of gains, and gains are not just monetary gains. It is wish fulfillment, it is guidance, it is brainstorming stuff together, and that kind of stuff. It is gain in a lot of you know that what his dreams are there, you could be the one who could help fulfill him. Not to the fullest, but you will play a part of the role. Why? Because the Venus is combust. Like you would be able to play 50-60% of the role, not fullest. Your only mindset should be to be a catalyst. That is how I would want you to think about it. Okay, now from a health standpoint, health, I'm not too worried. Saturn is going, and I know we talked about the eighth connection between you and me. I don't want to get into the specifics. Okay, uh, uh, my recommendation is, again, we will not talk about that aspect in detail. The eighth house connection, you and I know about it. I like to keep things a little private here. But from his health perspective, immediate concern, see, any kind of enemy, any kind of problems that come his way, it will be taken care of. Why? Because Saturn and Mars both are aspecting his sixth. Saturn is the lord of sixth going seven. It is giving a full view. And then From a dasha perspective, also, let me give a very quick view. See, Jupiter Mahadasha is running. Within Jupiter, I told you, Venus is come. This is a better period for him. Okay, this is a better period for him. And you would want to, where is his Rahu? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so I would want you guys to be little careful, and this is far away, but just be 7, 8, 9. Yeah, just be after 2028 for a few months. There could be some tricky kind of situations. Okay, the second lord is Mercury and Saturn. Mercury and Saturn. Yeah, in the year 2029, from April 2029 till December or January of 2030, just be a little careful from a health standpoint. Okay, and because okay, the reason I'm giving that is you are good with Vedic astrology, so you will get it very quickly, Mataya. It's the Saturn and Mercury, which is the markas for him. Okay, so those antardashas in Rahu, pratyantars in Rahu, is what I would want you to be careful within Jupiter. Else, for the next 5 6 years, looks a pretty damn good period. Okay, so that answers Mataya's question. We will get into Preeti, Gluten Guru. Oh, there are a bunch of people who've joined in today, guys. Thank you. Gluten Guru and La La La, we've taken care of. Sanatani Jo, thank you for the reading. Yeah, Sanatani Jo, welcome. And Robert Figueres is also here. So we'll take care of that. Thank you, Mataya, for that awesome feedback. Yes, yes, Mataya. And the two markas that I've referred to, Mercury and Saturn. Okay, so just remember that period. But he will do pretty well. But I and remember the eighth house connection thing that I was referring to. Thank you, Sanatani Jio. Thank you for that positive feedback. I really appreciate that, man. All right, guys, we'll take the rest of the few questions. We'll jump on to Preeti's question now. Preeti is 17/10/1993. Preeti, every time I listen into the name Preeti, it reminds me of uh, Kabir Singh movie, 17/10/1993. Hold on. I hope you got the reference, Preeti. 17/10/1993. I don't want to mimic that, but Lucknow. All right. Preeti from Lucknow. So let's look at a question. I've shifted to Hyderabad and started a new job in MNC in June, but I'm at a very low package. What should I do to improve my financial condition and government job scope? Okay. Preeti, your Lagna is Scorpio. You're a Scorpio ascendant. Rahu in the Lagna. Ketu is in 7th. Okay. Saturn in 10th and retro in the 3rd. Okay. Awesome. Oh boy. A lot of planets in your 12th. So you have a debilitated Venus in 11th. Then you have Moon, Jupiter, Sun, Mercury, Mars. All of them sitting in your 12th. Jupiter is combust. Oh boy. Venus is in exchange with Mercury, which is a good thing, but you're not getting Neech Bhanga, is it? Neech Bhanga is not happening. Okay. So, it's a tricky situation. And what is the degree of your sun? Sun is also debilitated with. So, one thing you've done good, you've changed cities. Okay. Preeti, one thing you've done good is you've shifted from Lucknow to Hyderabad. Very good decision. I'll tell you why. With a debilitated sun, and I have one too, it is important for people like us to leave our native place, our native town, and settle somewhere which is culturally different. And that is when the success comes to us. Okay. So you've taken the first step, which is in the right direction. You've started a job in MNC in June and the package is low. Yes, ma'am, the package will start low for you. Okay, it will start low. Do not panic. Your chart is panning out the way it should. Okay. Now remember two three things. Forget about government job. I don't want you to focus about government job. Good thing is your sun is getting Nij Bhanga because it is setting in conjunction with moon. Okay, and 12th house connection is also giving it Nij Bhanga. It's a very good thing that is happening for you. Number one, if somebody is not told you, do not worry. Venus is not getting Nij Bhang. That is the problem. I was hoping somehow Venus also gets the Nij Bhang, but Venus is at least good thing is happening is it is getting an exchange. Parivartan Yoga with Mercury is coming into play for Venus. Okay, so Lord of Gain is going into second to itself, and Lord of expenses is coming into the gain in the house of wish fulfillment, which is a very good thing happening. So I don't want you to focus towards, if you are believing me, Preeti, do not get hassled about government job. Do not worry about it. You are going to do pretty damn well in MNC itself. Okay. Number three is you have to figure out a strategy to keep growing in your job. मून चार्ट पर्सपेक्टिव से सब लगना है हाँ बहुत बढ़िया सी एंड वन मोर सेकंड आई वांट टू सी फ्रॉम अ मून चार्ट पर्सपेक्टिव आल्सो 7th है 6th में ये आ गया Jupiter 6th का Lord combust. Acha. See, one problem you will have is that you mentally will feel that मजा नहीं आ रहा. I'm not happy with the job, and this could be better, that could be better. Mentally, you will not be satisfied. You have to find that patience, Preeti, because that growth will come. I'm telling you that growth will come in your career, but it will take some time. It will take some time because, see, from your moon chart perspective, good thing is everything is coming in your lagna. From your Lagna chart, everything is in your 12th house. That is the problem. But remember, when everything is in the losses, then all those planets are aspecting your 6th house as well. So hard work is going to give you result. It is going to come after a lot of problems. Your 8th lord is sitting in 12th, which is Mercury. Okay, it is a Vipreet Rajyog. Your 6th lord is sitting in 12th, another Vipreet Rajyog. Mars से भी आ रहा है, Mercury से भी आ रहा है, and Mercury is in Parivartan Yoga. If somebody would have seen your chart, in the first go, that person will say, "Yeah, this chart is very bad and nothing is looking good." They are not looking at in detail. A lot of positives are happening, and then from your moon chart perspective, you are getting lot many more positives because everything is coming into Lagna. It is going to make your personality stronger. Mentally, you are going to become very stronger. Sun moon conjunction, I don't mind it. Jupiter there, Gach Kesari Yoga. Though Jupiter is combust, this Gach Kesari Yoga is going to help you revive in the long run from your career perspective. ध्यान से सुनना प्रीति, this is important for you. Government job, do not focus. Don't give a damn about government job. I don't want you to focus in that area. Okay. Marriage and all that stuff we will not talk about. Now, more important thing. You have started Mercury Dasha. Okay. And until May of 2026, Mercury is going on. Huh. So, and Mercury is your, कहते हैं, do not get married by the way in 2027. 2026 to 2027, don't get married. Before that, after that, I'm okay. Actually, after 2027, I'm okay. Sorry, I just saw this in your chart, so I had to tell you. 2027, second half to 2030 is a good period for you to get married, okay? And don't get married before that. Just be patient and build your career. And in this period until 2026, यार विपरीत राजयोग is in play for you. You just keep on working at one place, then you switch a job. Do not return back to your hometown. Visit your family and everybody, but don't go back to your hometown for your career. You will rise in your career. One day you will thank me, Preeti. I will move on to the next chart. One day you will thank me, Preeti. It's not a bad chart. Do not panic when everything is in the 12th house. A lot of people panic. You will get good outcome from it. Keep in touch in the next session. When it happens, you can ask me in the next question and we will discuss. Nitya. S- December 7th 1999. 7th December 1999. यार 10 PM हो गया. 1855 तिरुचपल्ली. 1855 Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu. Hmm. Okay. Now, what is happening in your chart is, yeah, Nitya, relationship issue. If you give me two charts in this reading, the snapshot reading membership version is when I can look into your chart and I can give you a feedback today. In the next membership, you will get opportunity to discuss a different chart next time, because it becomes too much of a detailed reading, and what you are asking is something very tricky. It takes time. Most of the people go for my personal reading for that, at a bare minimum 30 minutes. But I will look into your current dasha and I can tell things for you. Okay, I will try and help you from that angle. So you are a Gemini ascendant, Rahu in second, Venus is in fifth. Good. Sun, Mercury, combust, Moon, and Moon is, by the way, debilitated for you, ma'am, and it is combust in your sixth house. Hmm. Ketu, Mars sitting in your eighth. Where is your ninth lord? Jupiter sitting retrograde with Saturn, debilitated Saturn in your 11th. Hmm. Hmm. There is Mars. Mars is exalted. Very nice. At least something is going in a very good direction for you. Mars is exalted. So na your Nijbang is getting, moon is getting Nijbanga. Okay? Don't worry about that moon now. Combustion cannot be taken care of. Combustion cannot be taken care of, but Nijbanga is happening for the moon, which is good. Now I'm happy. Plus, Mars is exalted and it is getting Viprit Rajok. Beautiful. Another beautiful thing is happening. Very nice. And 12, 11, 10. Gains are going to come from a hidden this thing as well, which is good. Uh, So, see, your marriage is going to come from a friend's network. Like you would have met somebody in the friend network, and that is going to culminate into marriage. That is pretty obvious in your case. And whatever issues were going on, I'll tell you. Ketu ended in June of 2023 for you. Sandhi period is going on. Huh. See, problem will remain until July of 2024. And you have Venus, Moon also going on. Niche bang is happening, but still it will continue. Huh? I was right about it. So, okay, here is my straightaway answer for you, Nitya. Until end of June, or if the time stretches a bit until mid or second half of July, also you will remain a little stressed. But in July, you will get the decision whether you want to break up or not. You will get that outcome in your mind. You will have that absolute clarity. Okay, because and by the way, whosoever the guy, boyfriend in your life will be a little angry one. And I hope your father's health is okay. Everything is okay. By the way, that looks decent to me. But I want you to take, okay, let me put it this way. I want you to, even if you go ahead and choose your own partner, I don't have a problem with that in your chart. Okay. I don't have a problem. That looks okay. Now, breakup or not, this you could break up. See, if you would have watched my Ketu Mahadasha video, Ketu jate jate bhi breakup kara sakta hai. Okay. So it can give you a breakup even when you are ending things up, even in your Sandhi. So it's a possibility that you will break up. I don't want to give that prediction. I can see Subhash's chart next time, but I will tell you that that happens. I will want you to wait for this month for sure. 27th June is a period. Until that period is going on, post which you will get a lot of clarity. July you will be absolutely clear whether you want to take that decision or not, and things will automatically improve for you, by the way. If the breakup has to happen, it will automatically happen. If not, you'll stick it around, but things will still get better. Okay, things from July will get better. Father is, uh, should I continue or break up? I am saying alienate yourself. Just tell that person that you need some time. You need like some me time. I hope in your generation, like I'm 10 years older than you, in your generation, you guys can negotiate that much, right? People are patient enough. So just tell that you need like a month or couple of months to just cool down, and let's give this relationship, this mindset, some period for us, and then let's talk after a while, and hopefully that should give a lot of sense. But yes, in your chart, there's a high probability you will pick up someone and get married with somebody through your social network or people network and stuff. Maybe you would have met somebody on online dating app as well. That is also a high probability. But do not um, go with your own decision only. Even if you pick the guy, just go and validate with your father. Moon is debilitated in compass, that's why I want that to be taken care of. And father health issue, I just gave you some indication. Just take care of your father, okay? Nothing negative that I anticipate, but until June, just be patient until July, and then we'll figure it out, okay? And in the next reading, like 2 weeks later, again a member session will be there. You can ask the question about Subhash, and we can discuss about it. Okay. What all other questions are there? So gluten guru's question is taken care of. Ivan, we've taken care of. La 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 is taken care of. Sanatan, thank you, bro. Roberto, by the way, living in US, have masters in English and want to do anything other than teaching, like writing, reading. Lost count how many applications in vain. Roberto, you have not put in your details. You've not put in your details. So I don't save anybody's details, guys. I live in California, and I try to maintain privacy thing. So I don't save anybody's chart with me. Um, I'll give you like, yeah, I don't see it. I know you say look above, but I only see your question, Roberto. I do not see. Let me click on. Let me look at the entire list once again. Roberto, I don't see your this thing. I see your question for sure, but I don't see your birth details. Yeah, do you mind? 10/10/1966. Yeah. Thank you, Roberto. I will start typing. You have to give me your time and place as well, please. Type in one go so that I can take care of everything. 10/10/1966. It gives 1 minute 60 seconds break, so 8:28 a.m. 8:28 a.m. Curva Pond de Progreso, Michoacan, Mexico. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So Roberto's question, and Roberto, I know you've been talking about job front, and we've been discussing about this bit for a while. Um, and you want to do anything other than teaching. Yeah. Teaching is the most prominent thing which is coming in your chart. Okay. Let's look at some the other way. Rahu, Mercury, Rahu is running for you right now. Uh, from post September, okay, until September, I see a very less probability. Post September to Jan 2025, when you have Rahu, Mercury, Jupiter coming in, that is where there is a possibility you might be able to find some job. Okay, but you have to remember, you have to Like Rahu, Mercury, Jupiter is coming into play from September to January of 2025. September of 2024 to Jan of 2025. Um, yeah, man, it's a tough period running in for you. That's the only window. And my friend, I understand that you are not interested in teaching, but your Jupiter is in 10th. And that too in exaltation. Be a writer on your own. Oh yeah, if you want to do something, I mean, if you're not looking for a job and you want to write something and publish, absolutely good period. Mercury also denotes writing. Okay. uh yes, absolutely good period. You should definitely explore that. Oh, that's a good way to ask question, because you kept on asking you want to find a job and I'm not able to figure out how to give that period. Absolutely bang on, Roberto, if you try and do that, because now you give me a lot of options. Rahu, see, Rahu is not just illusions, it is imagination as well. Okay, it is imagination. It is like painting a picture, narrating a story, it's weaving a story. It is like lying, but it's not just deception and lying. It is like weaving a imaginary world. So if you do that, Mercury and Jupiter both denote writing. Okay, and you are running Rahu under Mercury under, um, within that you are going to be you are going to be running. You should actually start. And if you can try and publish something before the end of this year. Writing, yes, maybe you could go for asking for a tech company to give you technical writing roles if you have the ability to do that. That is also going to help. If you ask tech companies to create some learning content, for example, a lot of technology companies need learning content for that. Good Muhurat, you should start now. You should start now. Your period, I'm telling you, you are start after 14th of June. Start from 14th, between 15th of June to 2nd of July. You should start. You should do this and figure out, you want to publish it on social media, you should want to publish ebook on LinkedIn, or sorry, on Amazon or something. Please write and try to finish it before 6 months and publish it. It could be good period for you, very good decision if you go in that direction, Roberto. If you are but you have to write something which is imaginary, fiction, and create something in fiction, or weave something in that direction. It will be very good. If not that, then my recommendation to you will be fiction, or if not that, then um, yeah, because Jupiter is the lord of your third as well, boss. It is sitting in exaltation in 10th. Beautiful, yeah. Beautiful. That's a very good question you've asked, Roberto. I will recommend you to do that. I will recommend you to write something, and your very strong period, second half of June till December. Before December, you have to publish it. Like, I'll tell you the December period also. Let me just get into the specificities. Okay, I want you to, yeah, I want you to publish it before first half of December. Like, if you can close it by November end and somehow publish it in December, like, it should be in the market in December. It should be in the market in December. I think that is going to be better. Like, the people should be ready to buy it in December. That is what you have to figure out. So I've given you two, three indications. Either write your own book, very good period. These 6 months are very good for you. Second thing is that explore writing tech content. I don't know if you will be if you have the knowledge to do that or not, but creating courses for companies is also a possibility that you can do. And I'm trying to just bring the Rahu connection with Jupiter and writing and learning, teaching. So e-learning courses for companies, go and pitch that idea to companies. Something should pan out, and ask for any opportunity, even if it starts small, because you are going to expand. Rahu is expansion. It will give you expansion. Instead of job, you figure that out throughout the Rahu Dasha. And Rahu is going on until what period? Rahu is going on until 2032. Boss, you figure out that strategy only. And your Mars is in Leo sign in 11th house. You do your self writing thing. You please do it. Okay. So with that, I think we've come to the end of the reading. Most of the answers are taken care of. Some of the comments I would want to read. Awesome live reading. I can just recommend it. Thank you, Matya. Sanatani Joe, folks, I did personal reading with Dave. It was worth every penny. Make sure you are ready with your questions. Dave values your time and makes you feel family. Hope. Thank you. Yes, Sanatani, I'll try and give my best. Yes, man, we need 100 members. That is what I had told Sanatani. Joe is the first person who took the membership. And I told him that I want to scale only to 100 people. So I think we are some 10, 15 members right now. 15 members, I think. Some number I have to check that. But I am hoping that someday we cross 100, and that's the limit I'm aiming for. So if you guys like this thing, then please spread the word and bring more of your friends to participate in the membership. And thank you for your time and support, guys. Let's see you soon in my other videos. Take care. Bye bye.